fighter. He wants to he hurt him.
Zepeda's in trouble. Zepeda's in trouble. Prograis looking for the finish.
You guys saw the clip. Regis Prograis gets it done in spectacular fashion, knocking out Jose Zepeda in the 11th round of a pretty entertaining bout in which he controlled the majority of the action. In this video, I want to go over a couple highlights, a couple observations and adjustments that I saw take place during the course of the bout, as well as what it means for the rest of the 140-pound division. This is your boy JG. This is the Punch Report. We're gonna get right into it. Regis Prograis, he took a little time off. He fought McKenna, knocked him out brutally. I believe that was in the UAE. He comes back, fights for the vacant belt, 140-pound WBC title against Jose Zepeda. Gets the job done. Entertaining fight, compelling fight. Let's look at the dynamics of what took place inside of the squared circle. Jose Zepeda, crispy jab, good power. Initially, he was doing his thing, just really leading the way with the jab, trying to establish range, manipulate range, and keep a guy with ridiculously heavy hands and power and Prograis at distance. I think it was halfway through the second round, Regis Prograis made a very crucial adjustment that pretty much told the rest of the story for this fight and set up the finish. So if you take a look at the clip right here, what you'll notice is Zepeda, when he throws his jab, if he's throwing it from off the shoulder, nice and disciplined like he's supposed to, that's when he's having success finding Regis Prograis. But he changes his stance a little bit. He carries the lead hand nice and low. I won't say it's a Philly shell style of application because he's not turning offense into defense from that perspective, but he's just carrying the hand a little lower. Perhaps he sees a little better with his hand carried a little lower. But what that means is when he's throwing that jab from almost a waist perspective, it's easy for Regis Prograis to see and identify. And what you'll see here in the clips is counter left hand after counter left hand after counter left hand. Let's just take a look at it here. You see the jab come, and this is a perfect scenario for Regis Prograis. You have an opponent that's in front of you carrying a lazy lead hand, or carrying it low if you want to call it that, closing the distance because he's still putting a lot of pop and effort on the jab. So he's closing the distance for you. You've established solid range for yourself. If you're Prograis, then you just counter over the top with that overhand shot. This was the story of the fight. That and the volume of Prograis. I think he outlanded Zepeda somewhere in the neighborhood of 155 to 66 for the 11 rounds that the fight was ongoing. And then eventually got the stoppage. I will show the clip again here of the stoppage. Brutal left hand, closes the gap. It was a counter shot, closes the gap, puts damage on him, and then gets him out of there. One of the fascinating things about a fighter like Regis Prograis is this. You have dudes who have turn your lights off power, like Tank Davis, Deontay Wilder. They hit you, and you're going to be out of there. Typically, if you come away from one of those fights, let's use those two combatants, you'll probably look fine. Now, you'll have some brain injury or some shit like that, but other than that, you look fine. Regis Prograis got that combination where he can knock you just straight out, unconscious, but he also has brick hands where he's disfiguring and damaging and discouraging his opposition. It's not fun getting hit by a dude who, one, has pop, two, is really damaging when he's landing his shots. One of the things that I think about, obviously, and you guys probably know this, right, that Josh Taylor fight where he had the crazy-ass eye, that's not fun. And that really pushes a fighter to the brink, having a fighter do like this. I have to tip my cap a crazy-ass amount to Zepeda because he stood in there and took damaging shots. He really got hit with big shots, big, heavy shots, damaging shots, and was pseudo-competitive throughout. I don't think he threw enough punches. His bread and butter was the 1-1-2, just coming straight forward. But once Prograis established his range, he did a really nice job of seemingly being in a position to be hit, and Zepeda not having the ability to find him consistently enough to change the complexion of this fight. Shout out to Regis Prograis. He did his thing. Shout out to Jose Zepeda. What does this mean for that division? I mean, you got to think about guys like Jack Catterall. Obviously, I mentioned Josh Taylor. Gary Antoine, and I'll even throw in Sandor Martin. I think he's ranked 10 or 11th or something like that, but he is climbing the ladder. He's going to fight a guy, Teofimo Lopez. That's a tough fight. I think that's a good fight. I don't want to see guys pull out or get sick or get injured, but I like the Sandor Martin, Teofimo Lopez bout much more. I just like that bout much more when I think about who's going to be a guy that's actually going to come in and challenge Teofimo Lopez, not be a punching bag, not be a dude that just gets knocked out by all the up-and-comers. Sandor Martin with a notable victory over Mikey Garcia after he did the exhibition with Eric Morales. And then, before that, obviously got beat up by Errol Spence Jr., took a lot of time off. Who is next and what is next for Regis Prograis? Glad to see him back. A couple of those combatants that I name have dance partners at the moment. If you check around, poke around Twitter a little bit, people are calling for the Josh Taylor rematch. I think for right now, as Regis Prograis continues to grow and excel and become much more well-rounded as a boxer, fighter / puncher, that's a dangerous fight for Josh Taylor. Yeah, I want to see it. Yeah, and I'll pay money to see it. But the way that Taylor looked against Catterall, I don't think he's been back since. If I'm not going, correct me if I'm wrong. But the way he looked against Catterall, the way that Regis Prograis is looking against a variety of opponents, I would definitely favor Regis right now to retain that belt against a guy like a Josh Taylor. And really in this division, I have a tough time unless you... I think right now, if you fighting Regis Prograis at 145 pounds, good luck. I didn't mention Ryan Garcia in the 140-pound scrum because is he really a 140-pounder? I think he's going to have his tune-up. It might be in that neighborhood. Then it's a catchweight bout against Gervonta Davis if they both get past their tune-up style fights at a catchweight of 136 pounds. But we got to see. Once again, shout out and congratulations to Regis Prograis. Got it done last night, stoppage. Zepeda was a man. He was a real one out there. He took some big shots. Eventually, he got stopped. But his jab was sharp, crispy. He had good power. Just not enough offense, not enough variety. And I think some of the offensive and defensive adjustments that Regis Prograis made were just a bit much too much. This is your boy, JG. This has been the Punch Report. Please be so kind. Like, subscribe, hit that bell icon for notification. We out.